going to do is, since we are on a bank that's predominantly a left-hander, we're going to have a transition back into another left-hander. You're typically going to have a little bit more wear on your right rear tire, so we're going to put a little bit of camber in it to help with tire wear. And then we'll probably adjust some toe settings to make sure the car stays up high on the bank and doesn't drive down on it.
G'day guys, and welcome to the final round of the Formula Drift Championship out here in beautiful California at Irwindale Speedway. The big news this week is the mandated tyre that we have to run for this series, which is the Achilles 255, is currently out of stock. So the workaround for that is all teams have been given 4 tyres only for practice, which means we're only getting 4 practice runs on a 255 for the whole weekend, and then we're getting 4 tyres in a 265 size for the main event, which means we're practicing on a different tyre than what we're going to be competing on, and then as teams progress through the top 32 bracket, they'll have access to more tyres. The thing that's going to make it really interesting though is the fact that it's a crazy thing to practice on one tyre and then compete on another. So buckle up, we all are, it's going to be a wild event. There's not too much else to report before we go out for our first practice session, so stay tuned and I'll hit you back when we've got that in the bag and let you know how we're getting on. So first practice session is in the bag. We had to run our first run with no nitrous and then the second run with nitrous. The reason for doing that is that we wanted to try and figure out why these plugs keep on fouling. We had Jason from Link ECU looking at the data logs after each run, so we had to do a couple of sacrificial runs just to see where the issue is being caused. It turns out that there was a little bit too much fuel getting fired at the same time as the nitrous to compensate for that, and that's where our issue was. So he leaned it out for us slightly, we put in a new bottle, more tyres, went back out, and over the 3rd and 4th run got it dialed in. Unfortunately it meant that we had 4 sacrificial runs, but the thing is an absolute rocket ship now to drive. It's actually really good fun. So we had a couple of good runs at the end when everything was dialed in. Now we're just doing a couple of sway bar changes, doing tyres and fuel, and getting ready to head back out in about 2 hours time for our final practice for the night. So that's second practice in the bag. We're chasing a small issue with what we believe is the nitrous solenoid. Basically we have a really bad misfire under certain engine load conditions when the nitrous is firing. So it took us a few runs to try and pinpoint exactly what it was. When we did, we made the call to just turn the nitrous off altogether, threw an extra 5 pounds of pressure into the tyres and sent it for the remaining session. Had a couple of really good lead runs, a couple of pretty reasonable chase runs. So all in all, things are looking pretty promising. The boys are going to change out the solenoid tonight and get ready for the competition on Saturday. I hope you guys enjoy the Pro 1 competition tomorrow, and we'll catch up with you soon.